as I'm here, again, I'm gonna move in, I'm gonna grab on. So now Mike is just my base. So first component through here is my head has to go under Mike. That's the first part. Leave your head out here, you're gonna struggle to make it all the way around, okay? So as I make my pivot, my head has to go under so that I can then walk around. Okay, now through here, I want my knee inside his hip, and just put your leg over the top. This is the ending position. Now same thing, as I release, my head has to go under him, okay? Then we're gonna come around. Now this is where we gotta be careful. Don't kick your partner in the head, okay? My knee goes under and my leg goes over the top. Then we're gonna release, again through here. Where if my head stays here, you're gonna have a hard time. So pull yourself in, switch, throw that knee inside and over the top. Release, sweep. Through here, as long as Mike's got good base, I can start to pull on him and slide my hips in. Release, right here. If Mike's got good base, I can now start to pull to bring my hips into him. If I can't move myself into him by slingshot, then just walk yourself in. But in each position, one knee goes under, one knee goes over. It's a great exercise. Why do sit-ups? Let's get one thing.
All right, go.
All right, so again, when I connect in for my Kimura trap and I lock in, so every time Mike goes to get up, I punch deeper into his hip. I don't pull. If I pull, sit up, right here, now he's gonna throw his tap. He throws that uppercut, and now he gets me into the reverse Kimura or possibly a wrist lock coming in through here. Okay, so when I hold on and I literally push his hand into his hip, burying it deeper inside. Okay, this one's connected through here. So I push it into his hip, and as I straighten this arm out, it takes his shoulder and puts it down. So now when Mike tries to sit up, okay, it's a much different scenario. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna play with the reverse Kimura as the defense. So Mike puts his hand on my hip, starts to sit up, throws his uppercut right here. I have to let go, otherwise it's wrist locking me, keep punching. And then through here, okay, try to keep the, so right here, tap. As he punches up, if my hand doesn't come out, it puts me into a Kimura by itself, okay? And then again, how I'm gonna stop him is when I'm here, and for the most part, when I'm in my Kimura trap, I don't really pull the arm out much anyway. The moment I'm in here, I get his hand, shove it into his hip even deeper, and extend my arms. So now when Mike goes to sit up, okay, the shoulder is way deeper onto the ground, okay? And then through here, now that Mike is stuck, remember the exercise that we just did. So now when I pull my hip away, Mike now ends up having to put his hands on the ground, which now gives me access to either side that we just played with. I can either come back, put my knee inside, go over his head, or I can hit my full Kimura trap. But right now, let's play with that hand position, making sure that Mike can't just steal it from us. And again, it's something that you should be doing in general. As soon as they go for the Kimura, we're gonna bury it inside. If you leave your hand on the ground, like I said, I can't sit up high enough, so they're gonna go to the hip. As they push on the hip, then they're gonna bring that uppercut up, and it's gonna create the reverse Kimura. And at that point, you're gonna find a way out. Or, there's on the bottom, you're gonna change how you apply your pressure. Angles are power. So what I did, I changed my angle. It seems counterintuitive, but I'm pushing to create more downward pressure in his shoulder. All right, let's try. Whenever I latch on and I start going for the Kimura trap. Okay? Which is, the Kimura trap is predominantly, it's grabbing the arm from side control. It's not always, but this is one of the more classic. So again, whenever I come in and I grab on, I just simply anticipate that Mike will hide his hand. Okay? I don't anticipate when I go in that I'm going to get a Kimura and I'm going to go after his arm right from here. I anticipate that Mike is going to be a skilled person and that when I put it in play, he's going to put his hand inside of his hip. This is all part of my anticipation. So I personally always grab and shove first. Okay. Again, it's kind of seems counterintuitive, but I grab, I shove to pull. Okay. Part of what's going to happen through here is as I shove, it's going to make his hip go back a little further. So when I pull his hand, this is where I have the most success. Rather than just grabbing and thinking I'm going to go for it immediately, I already know Mike is going to do defense. If he doesn't, I mean, he's probably not the grappler I thought I was going up against. Okay? Because you have to imagine, you're going up against somebody that you think is skilled. That's what I fell in love with in jiu-jitsu. When I studied virtually every other martial art, they were like, if you get attacked by a moron, here's how you defend. And then jiu-jitsu was like, why is a moron attacking me? And they said, no, I mean, the likelihood is that they're fairly skilled. And so ultimately, they're going to play a little different. So when I'm in, the moment I come over, okay, and he hides his hand, that's the expectation, is that again, like we did, I shove. It doesn't look like much, but again, it puts his shoulder down lower as I make my connection. So if I was here and we're playing, and he's trying to come in, when I come over the top, I shove in first. Okay. Now through here, like it is, Mike just put his hand on top of my hip. This was part of the anticipation. Now that his hand is on top of my hip, there's nothing stopping me. I get to move where I like, when I like. The wedge is no longer in my back. So now, remember what he said, if I want to go all the way around, I have to start looking and getting my head underneath. So when I put Mike here, first piece I'm going to do is once I'm in, is I'm going to start pulling him over my head. It's not about whether or not he goes. It's a pressure. Okay? Either he moves or I move. So I start trying to pull him over my head. Nope, he's super strong. There goes my hips. And I go underneath him. Okay? Now through here, right elbow hits him in the chest. Okay? Left elbow goes to the ground to force him over. My elbow forces him in the chest. Okay, this time I'm not slingshotting my legs all the way through. Once I'm upside down, this elbow is in Mike's chest like a motivator. This elbow is pulling his elbow down in the process. So I come in, I grip, I shove, and then I pull. Okay, as I'm here, I start to pull, extending my body, going through here. If Mike moves, fantastic. If he doesn't move, my hips begin to move. My head has to go underneath. I get under. This elbow now is in his chest. This elbow is connected to his. So as this one pulls down and this one pushes over, that's where we get the actual sweep from. So again, I'm in, I latch on, I shove. I start to pull, okay? I don't pull, I mean, through here, I'm pulling the whole thing. You see how the body arcs? Through here, nope, he's too strong. It either worked or it didn't, okay? Then through here, I'm under. Here's my elbow connected to his. Here's my elbow into his chest. Now as I roll, I'm pulling his elbow down and putting my elbow into his chest to roll him over. That's where my sweep is actually coming from. Okay, his elbow is getting pulled, and I'm still pushing that hand into his chest, and my elbow through here is giving me the extra pressure. Because again, through most of this, my intention was that he probably was not going to let me pull the arm out. So I wasn't going for the actual Kimura. If it comes out, it comes out. My intention was to roll him over. And so just because I pull and it doesn't come out, that's the problem. If you're thinking about Kimura, you're going to go, it didn't work. But you had no follow-up. So I was going with the intention that I'm going for the sweep, and if his hand comes out, bonus. But I'm going for the sweep first. So all my pressures are already in line. I anticipate the hand's not coming out. But the rest of my body already goes in motion. So as soon as I go in, I'm going for Mike. I slide over, I lock, I anticipate, I shove in, start to pull over my head, run, and go into my sweep. Okay, once we're here, this is the official Kimura trap. We'll get into a bunch of stuff from here. Right now, I want to be able to get him at least to this position. Because right in that spot, we're in the pivot. Okay, I can either move him or I can't. Okay, if I can move him, he goes here. If I can't, he bases out, and most of the time he'll have a hand on the floor, and that's when I slingshot back. That's why we did both sides of our slingshot. All right, let's give it a shot. 1, 2, 3.